Well, hello, Wizardreaders, and welcome back to Wizardreaders. I am your wizard, Professor Brown, and today I have a mysterious book for you. It's called The Legend of Loch Ness Monster. Have you heard of this legend? This mysterious story of a monster lying beneath Loch Ness? Well, this book may give us some of the answers. Let's dive in. The Legend of the Loch Ness Monster by Thomas Kingsley, Troupe, illustrated by D.C. Ice. Ooh. All right. Creature from the deep! Something stirs in the cold, murky lake. The waters ripple, the Loch Ness Monster breaks the surface. Some people believe a strange creature dwells in a large lake in Scotland. There's Scotland. The lake is known as Loch Ness. There it is. Let's find out why they think that. Is the Loch Ness Monster real? No one knows for sure. The earliest story of the monster comes from AD 565. Now, that's a long time ago. St. Columba was on the shore of the River Ness, just downstream from Loch Ness. A strange creature appeared in the river. Afraid someone would get hurt, St. Columba raised his hand and shouted at the monster, "Go no further!" The animal quickly slipped beneath the surface. There have been hundreds of Loch Ness Monster sightings. The animal has been spotted both in and out of water. In 1880, Duncan MacDonald dived into the Loch Ness to study a shipwreck. While underwater, he signaled for his crew to pull him to the surface. Back on the boat, MacDonald could barely speak. His whole body shook. He claimed he had saw a small, evil-looking monster underneath. They say MacDonald never entered that lake again. Ooh. Ooh. Must have been pretty scary looking. The legend continued to grow over time. In 1933, the road along the northwest shore of Loch Ness was finished. Sightings of the Loch Ness Monster soared. So it looks like more people are able to go by that lake, and because of that, more eyes, more possible sightings. That year, 1933, Mrs. John McKay said she saw a huge animal. It rolled and dived in the water. A newspaper called the Inverse Courier covered her story. A few months later, Mr. and Mrs. George Spicer were driving along the new road. Just ahead, something that looked like a dinosaur wandered across the pavement. It carried a small animal in its mouth. The creature disappeared into the water of Loch Ness. Ooh. Do you think these people would just make the story up? Maybe. Loch Ness Lady. So, the Loch Ness Monster's most common nickname is Nessie. The name first showed up on the newspapers in 1933 and 1934. Because of the name, many people believe the monster is a female. No one knows exactly what Nessie looks like. Her skin has been reported as gray and wrinkly. Long tail, possible flippers, long neck. Her head is small and horse-like, a top long, thin neck. People describe Nessie as between 6 and 30 feet long. She has flippers and a long tail. Nessie or not Nessie? After Nessie's sightings in 1933, interest in the monster grew. Nessie or not Nessie? After the Nessie sighting in 1933, interest in the monster grew. In 1934, Dr. Robert Wilson took the surgeon's photograph. It is now one of the most popular images of Nessie. Years later, it was learned that the monster in the picture was fake. Ray Johnson snapped photos of Nessie in 2002. The pictures showed a long-necked animal skimming the water's surface. Are they true pictures of Nessie, though? What do you all think? It's hard to say. There have been other Loch Ness Monster hoaxes. Basically not true stories. People basically making it look like there was a monster, but not really. In 1933, people discovered strange footprints along the Loch Ness beach. Later, the truth came out. Someone had used a stuffed hippopotamus foot to make the tracks. On March 31st, 1972, John Shields wanted to play an April Fool's Day joke on his friend. He shaved off the whiskers of a dead bull elephant seal. Then he put the seal in the lake, and people thought it was Nessie's body. A more recent hoax happened in 2005. Two American students claimed they had found a huge tooth in a deer carcass near Loch Ness. Experts proved the tooth was a piece of deer antler. The tooth had been placed there on purpose. So what is Nessie? Well, no one knows for sure what Nessie could be. One of the most popular ideas is that she's a Paleosaurus. You see, a Paleosaurus is an animal that lived 65 to 200 million years ago. Loch Ness formed only 10,000 years ago. Also, studies show that Paleosauruses lived in salty oceans. Could a Paleosaurus be living in such a young and freshwater lake? Another idea that Nessie might be an elephant. In the 1930s, traveling circuses stopped near the banks of the Loch Ness. The animal, including elephants, often needed rest. Could one of the elephants have escaped? The elephant can swim, using its trunk as a snorkel. It keeps most of its body underwater. Perhaps an elephant's head and a trunk poking over the water was mistaken for Nessie. Water monsters of the world. Loch Ness isn't the only place believed to hide water monsters. In northeast India, legendary creatures known as the Bruas live in the swamp. They are said to be about 15 feet long, with scaly skin. Short, dark spikes run down their backs. In 1948, hunters searched for the mysterious Bruas, but none were ever found. The something here is believed to live in some lakes and swamps of Africa. Legend says the monster has a long neck and tail. It has claws and feet. Several people claim they have seen it, while others have searched for it, but none of them have been able to take a good picture of the monkey something something. People still travel to Scotland in hopes of spotting Loch Ness Monster. No one knows for sure if Nessie is real. So what do you think lies in the depths of the waters of Loch Ness? The ends.